Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about how do billionaires get really rich, and we're going to focus on Jeff Bezos, who is the founder of Amazon.com. He's a self-made billionaire, and he didn't come from a particularly rich family, but he somehow cracked the code and worked out how to become really rich. With also, I'll give you a quick rundown how it works. I assume that people who haven't done it before may not have seen this. If you have, then this will just be a quick 1-minute rundown of how it works. But basically, we're going to go through Destiny House, in particular wealth and happiness and travel house. These are some of the specific houses that would give you your luck levels on your personality, because the Chinese do believe that our personality determines our luck, and everything else is something that you can choose to participate in or not. Now, over time, over the years, these sections also move, and depending on whether you're male or female, it moves to clockwise or it moves anti-clockwise. So this is how your luck levels can change. So just going through quickly, it's 1,000 years old system, and it works very much like numerology, where you get your birth date and time, location, and we put it in that chart there. Obviously, if you are looking to do a reading with me, we can focus on particular areas in your life and can get quite detailed. But please do fill in a survey form. They'll give me some indication that you are interested. Otherwise, it's really hard for me to do a astrology reading without any information whatsoever. So I do think of it as like a gene. What I'm reading is your gene, but obviously free will has a lot to do with how good our life is too. So what we're going to do is get straight into it. We've got Jeff Bezos here. This is his birth chart, which is very interesting. Look, it's no one really knows the exact time of Jeff Bezos, but some smart astrologists out there would get the birth records of famous people, and someone got a hold of it and somehow have given a 12 p.m. Birth time. They're not too sure though. I think that maybe the sources, it's not exactly confirmed. So but I'm going to base it on 12 p.m. anyway, because it does sound like him, does sound very interesting, because, look, it's very interesting to learn someone's happiness court, which is their mindset, how they think, and also what are the things that make them money, and could it apply to you? Is it something that you can apply in your life through this little seminar that I've put together? So, as you can see here, let's get straight into it. This is the Destiny House. Destiny House is you're not exactly your. We don't apply a fatalistic approach to Due Dal Sol. Everything is has balance and order. Now, Destiny really, what it really means is personality. How your personality, it's very difficult to change your personality, but over the years you will find that your personality will change depending on, whether you move through these boxes in time, and it will change. So you'll find that someone that when they were 15 years old, by the time they're 60, they've probably changed into someone completely different, and that's because of these boxes here. Now, so with Jeff Bezos, he has the fighter star. The fighter star, which I like to call the fighter star Porg 1. Porg 1, number one stars are basically, they're they're very lucky, and they're very bright and very smart. Number 1 stars are basically showing that that star is shining at its brightest. Number 5 stars is very low quality star, and what that means is that some of that smartness does not come through. But having said that, it's still a very good star. Ling Jing is a very good star. Now, Paul Gunn is a doer, someone that works very, very hard, is not scared of rolling up their sleeves and doing the hard work. They're very open-minded, they're very innovative, and they have a lot of, they're usually in the innovations field in doing things. So already that really applies to this Amazon business guy. He is an innovator, obviously, in his field. He's the first guy that sold books on the internet. A lot of people back then didn't think that it would work out. Why would you sell books on the internet? The local bookstores thought that with the community and locality of the bookstore, people would go and love going into bookstores to read. And that, of course, was not true. Most people just want to have a very quick transaction sometimes, especially men, who would want to just buy the book and read it without having any downtime of having to go in and out of a store. So, Jeff Bezos is someone that is very, very smart. We can see here because when we look at the happiness house, we've got a number 2 Empress Star and Tin Fu number 5. Now, both these stars are basically, it's the Northern Emperor, which is Jiwei, and the Southern Emperor. Very, very logical minded and also very aggressively determined. Working with him might be a little bit frustrating because he is very much a one-track mindset. People like this are very good in leadership roles. There might be a little bit of dictatorship in the sense of they're very controlling on how their company is run. And in particular in their life too, they're quite controlling. Having said that, they're also very open-minded. So if you were someone that is advising Jeff Bezos, and you said something that was very, very logical, he will take it on board. He's not someone that would say that that he doesn't make mistakes. He's not that type of person. He's open to opinions, but be prepared for that opinion to be very logical, because he is very logical minded. He is very open minded. Now then you've got the Ling Jing star. Ling Jing is a strategic star. He's a strategist star, and he is what that means is he's just naturally strategic. He knows how to negotiate deals. He's quite yet again flexible and a bit cheeky. So when you speak to him or interact with him, already very quickly you might be very charmed by him, and but later on into the relationship, you'll also find that he knows how to manipulate situations and have things his way. It's not like I don't want to put a negative spin to it, because it isn't. It's just that he is someone that is quite cheeky and smart and intelligent, and they know how to get what they want in a non-confrontational way. Worst case scenario, if he doesn't get what he wants, then he can be quite, bossy. That bossiness is going to come out when the Empress Stars, the 2 Empress Stars, feel like they're threatened. So we've got the Tin Shang star, which is also a networking star. Now these people, yet again, you got Ling Jing, which is charming, and then Tin Shang, which is also the primary charming star. So he knows how to speak to people, network. He knows how to influence people in a positive way. And then you've got Lu Chun star, which is also a money star. So he's got a money star here, Lu, and then a Lu Chun star. These Lus, it's called a double Lu. So meaning double the amount of money. And it makes sense because he is currently one of the richest people in the world, if not the richest. $150 billion, money that you can't even imagine spending. So could you be someone like this? I mean, I actually know this similar people who have this similar pattern, right? Even if you're not a billionaire, you will have a billionaire mindset where you're very, very likely to be successful. People with these types of patterns do not, they're not less than $50 million. They're not worth less than that. They are big thinkers, very open-minded, do not squabble over small stuff. They know, they can see very, very clearly, very, very clear vision on how they want to move ahead. They're also, like I said, very strategic minded, so they already thought of 10 steps ahead of you. So very, very good planner type of people. Now, you can see here the wealth house. Jeff Bezos, he does calculate very well into the extreme, down to the 0.0001% on how things work. Just because he has the Chasha star. Chasha star is very aggressive. They're the ones who, if you think back in ancient China, where they're still, living in tribes, these people would be the supervisor of the king, which is the Jiwei. And they're the commander in the field, and they would do the king's work, basically, which is Jiwei. And you can see here they're speaking to one another, the happiness house and the wealth house. A lot of people say, going back to the real world in a non-astrological sense, how when people say, oh, should I do something for wealth? Should I do something for happiness? Those age-old questions. Why is it that we always get so confused? It's because these houses here are actually interacting with each other. You can't read one house without reading the diagonal house, because the diagonal house will always have some sort of an effect. So we can see here that it's quite balanced. Jeff Bezos is one of those really lucky people that have both very, very aggressive, determined type of stars. So there's no imbalance here. These types of stars are perfectly balanced. So he's very, very clear-minded. He knows what he wants in life. He's very determined, and he can do it in a charming way. So this is Jeff Bezos's structure in his personality, how he thinks, his mindset, his behavior. What do you think you are? Are you someone that is an innovator like Jeff Bezos? Are you someone that can think clearly? Do you want to think clearly? When will that happen? Is it happening already, or is it something that already happened in your childhood? In any event, it would be very useful to understand these characteristics so that you can apply it to your life. And here's the offer. You can book in a free call with me now. It applies to one-on-one readings. The free call will talk about you, your life, your mindset, your behavior, your birth chart, how this astrology system will work for you. Thank you for looking at this presentation, and I look forward to connecting with you soon.